Friends, gather around because we need to talk about something truly bizarre, even for the man who once suggested we inject ourselves with bleach. Yes, Donald Trump, in his infinite wisdom, has proposed that the United States should just take over Gaza. You know, that tiny strip of land roughly twice the size of the District of Columbia, but with a population bigger than Philadelphia? That Gaza. Trump's plan, announced alongside former BFF and noted peace enthusiast Benjamin Netanyahu, is about as well thought out as a Trump Tower casino buffet. The gist is this. America swoops in, clears out the unexploded ordnance, because that always goes swimmingly, bulldozes the rubble, and then maybe, just maybe, helps resettle the 2 million Palestinians currently residing there. Where to? Who knows? Probably somewhere with less sunshine and hummus. Now you might be thinking, but John, what about Hamas? Those guys seem like they might have an opinion on all this, and you'd be right. Because Hamas, the militant group that's controlled Gaza since 2007, has made it abundantly clear that they're not exactly keen on packing their bags and letting Uncle Sam set up shop. In fact, they've called the whole thing an occupation attempt, which, let's be honest, is a bit like calling a dumpster fire a slightly overcooked barbecue. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, you beautiful, bespectacled bastard, surely Trump has thought about Hamas, right? And to that I say, with the confidence of a man who once spent an entire segment explaining the intricacies of data brokering, probably not. You see, Hamas isn't just a bunch of dudes with strong opinions, and even stronger opinions on facial hair. They control tunnels. They have some military capabilities. And they have influence over the population. It's like trying to throw a house party when your roommate's metal band is having a jam session in the living room. It's going to be difficult, messy, and someone's probably going to end up with a noise complaint. And here's the thing. Hamas has shown absolutely no indication that they'd be willing to cede control. They see themselves as the rightful rulers of Gaza, and they're not about to hand over the keys to a country that's been, shall we say, a tad bit supportive of their rivals in the West Bank. It's like asking a cat to share its tuna with a dog. It's just not going to happen without some serious hissing and potential bloodshed. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that Trump somehow managed to convince Hamas to take the money and run. Spoiler alert, he won't. Even then, this plan is about as realistic as a unicorn riding a roller coaster while juggling chainsaws. First of all, who's going to do the heavy lifting? The US military? Not likely, considering Trump's previous aversion to military interventions in the Middle East. It's like asking a vegan to cater your barbecue. Sure, they might have some opinions on tofu burgers, but they're not exactly the people you want manning the grill. And what about the Arab nations? Do you really think they're going to line up to provide troops for a US-led takeover of Gaza? Especially after Trump spent his entire presidency treating them like an all-you-can-eat buffet of oil and arms deals. The only thing they're likely to offer is a polite no thank you and maybe a fruit basket for the inconvenience. And then there's the small matter of resettlement. Trump's idea of relocating 2 million Palestinians has been met with the kind of enthusiasm usually reserved for a root canal. Egypt, hard pass. Jordan, not a chance. Saudi Arabia. They practically laughed him out of the room. It's like trying to get your friends to go to a Nickelback concert. You might find a couple of takers, but they're probably just doing it out of pity. So where does that leave us? With a plan that's dead on arrival, announced by a man who's about as popular in the Middle East as a bacon sandwich at a bar mitzvah. It's a plan that ignores history, logic, and the basic principles of international relations. It's a plan that, in short, is about as well conceived as everything else Trump has ever done. And that, my friends, is truly saying something.